Well, let's start with our first story in the news. And the minority in Parliament is asking for a parliamentary probe into the alleged involvement of top government officials in illegal mining following a report by former Environment Minister, Professor Frimpong Boateng. Now, Professor Boateng, who was also chairman of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, had named many top government officials and affiliates in a report to President Akufo-Addo. One of the people he accuses is the president's cousin, Gabi Asare-Otrodako, who he alleges used his influence to intervene on behalf of mining companies CNG Alaska and Heritage Imperial Mining Company Limited. But Mr. Otrodako has denied these allegations. Dr. Kasialato Fortson is minority leader.
That is the position of the minority. But we will go beyond raising what is happening on the floor of Parliament. Our position is that the revelations coming out calls for a national probe. Obviously, Parliament will take the lead. And it is our position to call for a probe into this matter. Because what we are hearing, the argument, the counter-argument, the accusations, the counter-accusations, and what are coming out clearly point to a fact that President's attempt to stop illegal mining was not genuine. And the fact that obviously it looks as if it was a grand scheme to share the natural resources of our country. And so it should be important to us as Parliament to look into the matter. The NDC in the coming days will start a series of actions on this matter. And so you will hear from us in the coming days.
And you say that you trigger this exactly what time?
I can't discuss the timing that we are going to trigger that with you, but I can assure you that the minority will take action on this matter.
Dr. Fortson, it's an open secret, isn't it? When the president himself...
But I don't have to discuss my strategy with you, do I?
Yeah, but
Now, in our next story, government says it will boost creative writing among the youth to stimulate socioeconomic transformation through the construction of a domestic book industry. Speaking at the official launch of the Accra World Book Capital 2023, President Akufo-Addo said reading would equip the youth with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in today's rapidly changing job market.
It seeks to provide institutional support for lifelong learning, as well as reinforce school and community infrastructure. Additionally, government with support from the private sector will also construct a reading and creative writing facility to boost the culture of reading and creative writing to stimulate socioeconomic transformation. The construction of the facility in Accra will promote further the acquisition of 21st century skills to address rising unemployment in vulnerable communities, reinvigorate businesses in the domestic book industry, as well as reimagine the concept of libraries towards instilling the culture of reading amongst the youth of our country. The Accra World Book Capital 2023 has come to reignite the spirit of reading and its inherent transformative power to impact positively the Ghanaian society towards the national goal of Ghana becoming a learning nation.
Let's talk power now. And the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, has disconnected power supply to the Tain District Hospital for failure to settle its debts. Techiman area manager for NEDCO, John Tahiri, says the facility has for the past 2 years accumulated a debt of over 5 million Ghana cedis. Anasabit has more in this report.
Well, the Northern Electricity Department is being owed to a tune of over 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. The Techiman area, as I speak, have its customers owing more than 100 million Ghana cedis. Today we are here at the Tain District Hospital, where we understand the facility is owing over 5 million Ghana cedis. Officers of the Northern Electricity Department are here to engage them, as well as disconnect the facility and then ensure that they will only connect them after making full payment of this amount. What we are also learning is that the last time the facility paid a dime of its electricity bill is somewhere in 2021. So within a period of over 2 years, they've accumulated this amount. We've been speaking with the General Manager of NETCO or VRA in Techiman, Mr. John Tyree.
This exercise has been necessitated by the level of indebtedness customers, the people who use our power owe us. To start from the base for you to appreciate exactly what the issues are. NETCO is owed over 1.2 billion cedis. In Techiman area, our consumers owe us 109 million. If you come to this particular facility, the debt owed us in less than 2 years is 4.2 plus. You realize that if nothing is done about this exercise, it's going to be business as usual. And if in less than 2 years this facility can raise a debt of more than 2 million, then we need to be worried.
NETCO has, since the start of these operations on Tuesday, April 18, disconnected major facilities across its operational areas, and this includes the Nkranza St. Teresa's Hospital.
We have disconnected St. Teresa Hospital in Nkranza. We have also disconnected Nkranza Health Center. Yes, there are 2 hospitals. Then we have disconnected the Bunu East School Room. It's in Kintampo. It is also disconnected. We have disconnected Bedu Hospital on Tuesday. And today we have come to disconnect. In fact, we have finished disconnecting Nsoko Hospital.
The message from the VRA or NETCO to its customers who are currently owing is that they should hasten to visit any of their offices across board to make full payment or some payments before the team gets to their facilities as part of its bigger plan to recoup all the amounts that have been owed by the electricity generating company.
Yes, we want to make an appeal to all those who owe electricity bills to come forth. They should come and pay before we reach them. If we come to disconnect you, you have to pay all entire bill, including your reconnection fee, before power will be restored to your premises. To avoid such inconveniences, it is better you come forth to make your payment so that it saves all of us the trouble, because this agenda to collect the debts from our customers is not going to stop only after this month. It has become our agenda and it will continue.
From the Tain District Hospital here in Nsoko, my name is Anna Sabit reporting for Joy News.
Let's head to the central region now, where more than 100 people displaced by tidal waves at Mori are yet to receive support. These families are struggling to find shelter and food after their homes were affected when the tragedy struck last week. Richard Kwedunako visited the community and came through with this report.
The strong waves swept through the town and displaced many. Days after the tragedy, the affected persons are still struggling to find shelter and food. Kwekwata Penyin is a resident here at Mori. More than 15 houses have been destroyed. Where the women used to smoke their fish have all been flattened. There was a filling station where I'm currently standing. It's been taken over by the sea. We are appealing to the president to intervene and help us out of the situation.
Na yonwe ande krum fat obaye na kumotu na igwane echi ansana yelba abohwe de dot da me be bi ofi be ye be na yende na ejuru me no kese na waye ni su
Sofu Kwekutewia is the Brentahin of Mori. We all ran away when the disaster struck. When we returned, we saw that our buildings had collapsed. Now many of the people don't even know where to lay their heads. As I speak, a woman and her daughter are sleeping under a shed. The strong waves went beyond 100 meters of the shore into our homes. The premix fuel station here and many of the canoes of the fishermen have all been destroyed. The regent of Mori, Nana Obokesiampa the first, is distraught.
We had a very catastrophic event here. If not for God, Ghana would be mourning the entire Mori community. The sea waves, the tidal waves, and it was just crazy. And it's not the first time. This has been happening. We have been trying to reach out to government leaders to support us, to no avail. So last Monday, what happened is like the last straw that broke the camel's back. You see these households, they've all been displaced. Now we have hundreds of people with no shelter. When you come to Mori, you have what we call patase. Every community has patase. So these people has been reduced to sleeping under the sheds. Some are mothers, some are feeding their young babies. It's just sad. It's just so sad. If I should walk you right now to the community, you see people carrying their babies with no place to stay. So as a matter of urgency, this is an emergency. We need government to pay attention to us. We feel neglected. We feel like we have been so marginalized. No one is really concerned about the plight of Mori. But Mori is a very powerful community.
The Chief Executive Officer of Kwa Mixture, Professor Ato Duncan, who holds and resides in the district, called for government intervention to help support the community.
So this is the time all of us must stand up and see what we can do to help this community. I'm coming from the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission point of view. This is an institution that seeks to address issues confronting peace. And I believe that this is a very serious issue confronting peace. Now about 100 people have been displaced, and you don't know what will happen in the next few weeks and few months. So I think that something must be done as early as possible. And this is a huge task. No individual can take this upon himself to fix this particular but there's a need to build a defense wall. So I'm pleading with the government to come in with immediate effect as early as possible. I'm also pleading with the World Bank also to consider if something can be given out for this particular project to be done as early as possible.
He donated some items to help assuage the suffering of the affected people. From Mori, Richard Kujinyako reporting.
We head now to the Ashanti region, where the regional minister, Simon Osemens, has advised Muslim youth to conduct themselves righteously to reduce the worrying trend of deviant practices which hamper national development. This admonition follows an increase in teenage pregnancy, thievery, cybercrime, and substance abuse among the youth. Here's Emmanuel Bright-Kweku's report.
The Ashanti Regional Minister blames the spate of deviant behaviors on child negligence, leniency of parental control, and streetism. He urged Muslims to reflect on the essence of the Eid celebration to conduct themselves righteously in ensuring tranquility and development.
I wish to draw your attention to some other social cankers that have remained a bane in our society. Of much interest to me are the issues of teenage pregnancy, substance abuse, cybercrime, armed robbery, which have reached alarming proportions in our communities. Let me say that some of these deviant behaviors are developed because of child delinquencies, lack of parental care and control, as well as streetism, which were unchecked during early childhood development. Let us use this occasion to reflect on how we can conduct ourselves better for the benefit of the nation. Our conduct should guide the younger generations to shun vengeance, violence, indiscipline, and other negative attitudes.
Representative of the Asante Nana Abdul Rahman Bodi is worried over the affiliation of the Muslim community to misdemeanors in the country.
yɛwɔ mfikyire ne amantam wobatie yɛbɛkye akorɔmfoɔ bɛboro edu a na emu nkunu yɛ nkramofoɔ din ebi so ana ɔmo hwɛ so nkɔ nkramu ɔmo nyɛ sala alwala kura ɔmo nim yɛ nanso no edin ne yɛ ɛda so Juan Musa Mohammed Ibrahim Tanku Juan nti yɛbɛbobɔ abɛhwɛ ne yakɔ akɔbɔ kwaku yɛboa baako afra nzongo mpanimfoɔ nyinara mesrɛ mo ne ahemfo me nuamɔ ahemfo a mebɛto mo nyinara mesrɛ mo mo ne mo mma no ɛtena na mo ne ɔmo atu ɔmo fo afa Islam som ho na Islam som yɛ asomdue ɛsom.
Reports suggest the emergence of jihadist activities in neighboring countries, with about 200 Ghanaians integrated into 4 notorious jihadist groups operating in West Africa. Deputy Director of Counter-Terrorism at the National Security, Daniel Osebonso, prevailed on the Muslim community to support the government to curtail jihadist activities.
Gone are the days when people came to live with us and they went to the elders to seek for advice or seek for permission. Now it's done no more. So we have engaged the leaders that they should pay attention, given that there is an emergence of jihadist activities around us. But we know that the bond and the security we have created in this country, it remains robust and resilient. Hence, we require your cooperation. We require that you support us so that some of our brothers and sisters will not be recruited. We are here to ensure that we build Ghana together with you. National security cannot do the job alone. We need you.
Some Muslim youth welcomed the message, advising their brethren not to fall prey to such social misbehaviors.
What I have to say to them is we have to bring ourselves down and keep on praying that, hoping that inshallah it shall be well. Yeah, giving yourself out so cheap wouldn't be something that will help in the future.
When the youth are educated as to what to do, and when they are engaged in so many things, it abstains them from indulging themselves in illegal activities.
People decide not to go to school and then they want to force on them. If someone decides not to go to school, there are other options. You can let the person learn other works. But then if you force them, force school on them, and they don't want it, they will end up following bad friends, skipping school, doing a lot of stuff.
If everybody talk to him, chat inside the house, so I believe inshallah outside we cannot get any cases like the way the Otunfo this thing Chami talking about.
The Eid al-Fitr celebration is marked by Muslims globally to end the holy month of Ramadan. The month-long prayers and fasting is traditionally climaxed with observatory prayers for all Muslims, after which families gather to share meals, exchange gifts, and engage in charitable acts. We thank God for a new year. We are going home to make merry. We will pray to God to bless us with long life and prosperity. I'll be preparing tuzafi for my husband and his friends. Happy Eid to everyone. There are a lot of foods and drinks at home. Everyone is invited.
So for the Muslim community here in the Ashanti region, they are grateful to Allah for a successful Ramadan. They are hoping the new year brings in peace, joy, and prosperity. From here at the Kumasi Central Mosque, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku. Eid Mubarak.
And from the Kumasi Central Mosque, we come back into the AM show studio. Up next, the news review.